Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at my three 1/18th scale 1971 Ford Falcon GTHO Phase 3s. This is Australian built vehicle, arguably the most desired Australian built vehicle. It was the first car in Australia to reach the $1 million mark in resale. So that probably proves that it probably is one of the most desired Australian vehicles ever built. We've got the blue one here, which was built by Classic Collectibles. That was released last month, so that's a very recent model. Then here is Track Red, built by Biante, which was contracted under UT Models, was the actual manufacturer. This model here is 25 plus years old. It was the very first 1/18th scale of this GTHO Falcon ever built. And then this is in yellow ochre, like a mustardy type yellow. This is around 20 years old, this build as well. That's by Biante under UT Models. The GTHO Falcon was available in about 20 to 30 different colours. I'd say the red and blue models here were some of the most desirable colours they came in. So let's have a closer look at each model. We'll start by doing a comparison between the True Blue GTHO and the Track Red GTHO by Biante, as it's the very first 1/18th scale of this model and the actual last so far. They'll build more, but we can compare the two different brands and see if the details improved over the years. If we have a closer look at the grille, these grilles were available in black and grey. This is done in black. The red has been done in grey. To scale, I don't know which one's correct, because you can see the grille is a lot larger on this one compared to the Classic Collectibles. So I'm not 100% sure. Might have to have a closer look at some pictures there. As we move on to the engine bay, this bonnet doesn't stay up, being a 20-something-year-old model. There's a few things. This is a basic on detail. There's no ignition leads on the distributor there. This engine is a 351 Cleveland 4V. It was the fastest four-door production car for about 20 years, this car, because the Americans and the Europeans concentrated more on two-door coupes for sports cars. It had a top speed, I believe, of 142 mile an hour. But there's a few stickers and hoses that are missing in this engine bay. As we move on to the Classic Collectibles, which engine bay bonnet should stay up, being a later model, and it does. And we can see there's more detail there. Stuff like the stickers on the radiator support and one of the shock towers. I think the sticker on the air cleaner wasn't on the Track Red model either. And there's a few more hoses, the ignition leads on the distributor cap there. So definitely improved the detail on the Ford 351 Cleveland engine. They used this engine for about 10 to 15 years here in Australia, whereas in America it was really only put in production cars so then they could use it in the race cars, as the cylinder heads made a lot of horsepower for that era. So I think the Americans only used it in their production cars for a couple of years. If we have a look in the interior of this Track Red GTHO, see if there's been any updates 25 years later of building this. Dash is okay. Steering wheel lacks a little bit of detail. Where the gear stick is there, lacks a little detail. So not bad, but again, remember this car is 25 years old now, this model. Let's compare it to the newer built by Classic Collectibles. And there's more detail on the dash, the instruments, steering wheel and gear stick there. So definitely improved there. Now let's have a look at the boots. Spare tyre, if the camera will focus there. There we go. This car had like I think it was made out of nylon mat, which they've replicated there on the floor. Whereas if we have a look in the UT models Biante built, we don't have that mat. So again, they've improved the detail on the rear of the car. Let's close that properly. Exhaust pipes, GT Falcon symbol on the back. That's very similar. Probably a better job on the exhaust pipes on this True Blue. So again, another improvement over 25 years. Now let's have a look at the interior on the yellow ochre. I think it's very similar to the track red. This is a tan interior, which they came out with. I think majority did have a black leather interior. Some had white, that was a bit rarer. And then some had tan like this one here. These were the two wheel options available on this vehicle. We have the Globe Star on this yellow ochre GTHO. And on the red, track red, we have the 5-slot. So there we have it, guys. My 3 1 1/18 scale Ford Falcon GTHOs, phase 3s. I think the 20+ year built models have actually done a very good job compared to this recently built, which have improved detail in the engine bay and interior. Exterior, I'd say, very similar. Be interested to know in the comments if anyone from countries like Europe, USA recognise this vehicle built here in Australia. Let me know in the comments, guys. And what's your favourite colour out of the 3 I have here? Thanks for watching.